Hey guys, Professor Mike here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. A couple of days ago I took my truck into Ford because it had the ticking in the engine, it had the fluttering on the deceleration, it was consuming a lot of oil. I thought I heard I had a vacuum leak. So I just got my paperwork back, so I'm going to talk to you guys about what was wrong, what they did, and what was the outcome. And so far I'm pretty disappointed on this. I thought Ford would take more into consideration of this engine because it's making a lot of weird noises. So I took it to Ford like 3 days ago, and they had $400 of diagnostic fees. Now my truck is under warranty for the powertrain, so I don't have to pay anything of it, but they had to look at 4 things. So the first one was knocking/tapping sound. As soon as I entered the vehicle and I started it, it's better heard on a cold start. Customer noticed that the vehicle is consuming a normal amount of oil. So that's two of them. The next one is when slowing down, there's like a rattle/ticking sound from the chain. It sounds like it's rattling, or like a flutter sound coming from the front of the vehicle. And then I also put in a diagnosis that I described the vehicle of having maybe a vacuum leak, hearing a vacuum leak. And then they also did a complimentary multi-point vehicle inspection. So I take it to Ford. Everything is, I tell the guy everything, what's wrong with it. He said, everything's covered under the warranty, you won't have to pay anything. I was like, what do you mean, what would not be covered under the warranty? He says maybe like purge valves and emissions are not covered under the warranty. So I take it in, and the next day I get a call. He says, it's at a mechanic right now. If he finds anything wrong, it will take 4 to 6 weeks to do engine work. So I say, okay. He says he's gonna give me a call back by the end of the day to figure out what's wrong. He gives me a call back and says, "Oh, sir, your vehicle is ready to be picked up." So I say, okay, is everything done to it? They tell me that they did a PCM reprogramming to the latest calibration, so the power control module they reprogrammed. They obviously had to drain the oil and check the internals to make sure there's nothing wrong, make sure there's no metal in the oil. So I got new oil and a new oil filter, and I just did my oil 2 weeks ago. So they just replaced the oil again. And then they reprogrammed the PCM. So they said that, so here it is right here, and it says, customer states knocking, tapping sound as soon as the vehicle is started and an abnormal amount of oil. Inspected vehicle, no oil leak. Sounded check for codes, no codes found. Check for TSB found. Excessive oil consumption. So they performed a TSB follower dealer's bulletin, replaced oil and filter along with the engine oil level indicator. Then once finished, they performed a PCM reprogramming G to the latest calibration. So that was supposed to get rid of the knocking, the ticking sound in the engine, and then the fluttering sound when you decelerate. So that was they're supposed to recalibrate it to the latest calibration, so it doesn't make that noise anymore. And then obviously it wouldn't consume any oil, and the guy said that since it won't be consuming any oil, you will not be losing as much power and you actually get better fuel mileage. So I get the truck back yesterday and I'm driving it, everything seems fine. I go to my girlfriend's house, I leave, I'm there for dinner, I get back in the truck to leave, I start it up, it's cold, and there's an engine ticking sound still. It still sounds like a diesel, it still sounds like, it's like a ticking sound. So I'm like, oh my god, did this even work? There's still no fluttering sound. So this morning I get in the truck, it's cold, hasn't started all night. I get in the truck and start driving it, it still does the on the deceleration, the so the reprogramming didn't work, and I'm not sure if it's a programming issue or there's something wrong with my engine because it's making these weird noises. So now I'm gonna take it back to Ford and say, hey, listen guys, you didn't do anything. It's still making the noise, it still does the fluttering sound, and it's probably still consuming oil. So I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna say, dude, You guys didn't do anything. All you did was change the oil and oil filter, which I already did. And they reprogrammed it, but it still makes the same noise, and it still does that stupid fluttering sound when I decelerate on the engine. I didn't have to pay anything since it's under warranty, thank God. But now I gotta take it back again, and they're gonna have to do something about it because it's still making that same noise. So like right now it's not ticking, but last night it was ticking. And then last night it wasn't fluttering, but this morning it is fluttering. So I have no idea. So now it's making a ticking noise. Listen. Hear that? See if I can get in there more. I'm gonna take this back to a Ford, and whatever you guys didn't do anything. So I don't know what you guys did. Said you reprogrammed the PCM, but it still does a ticking noise. Sometimes, which is kind of weird now, because right now it's not doing the ticking noise, like the actual like sounding like a diesel, but it does still do the fluttering sound when it's cold. But right now it's warm, and it's not doing that noise, I don't think. Let me try it. It's like a very faint fluttering sound, and it's not ticking like it was. But last night it was ticking, so I don't know what the heck is going on with this thing. There's no engine light. Check engine light. Nothing feels wrong with it. It's just making a lot of weird noises. And I just want my truck to be perfect. I don't want anything to be wrong with it. I don't want to have to deal with this later on down the road. To think that as soon as my warranty's up, then I have to do something. Something goes wrong with the engine. So I don't know if this is just something that's like it just makes noise, or if it actually is something wrong with it. But all I know is it doesn't sound right, and I know there's F150s out there that have their engines replaced or tuned or something where they don't make that noise. So like I just want my truck to be perfect. I just want my truck to be fixed. Like I paid a lot of money for this truck, and just to have it making these weird noises, and for Ford just be like, oh yeah, I recalibrated the PCM. Okay, cool. If it works, it works, but it didn't work. So I'm taking it back to Ford, see what they can do, and I'm gonna keep doing that until they fix my truck. So that's just a quick update for you guys. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I don't know if this ever happened to any of your trucks. So I'll show you the paper. So this right here was the diagnostic. I had the engine ticking and tapping and oil consumption, the rattling and fluttering, and then I had that was that. And then this here is what they gave back to me, and as you can see right there, if you want to pause it, that was what they did. They basically changed the oil out, oil filter, and they reprogrammed the PCM. Didn't work, so I'm taking it back, and I'll keep you guys updated if anything goes else wrong with the truck, if I hear any weird noises anymore. It does sound better than it did before I took it in, but I swear last night I heard the actual like diesel ticking sound. Today it's like very, very faint. Yesterday there was no fluttering. Today there is fluttering when I drive it. I have no idea. But that's all for me today, folks. If you have a question, like I said, leave a comment down below. I'll respond to everybody. Let me know if you've had this problem before at Ford, because I have no idea. Catch y'all next video. Peace.